Hey guys, thanks for joining me. After the last video I made, I had a lot of girls reach out and ask me, like, okay, I understand this idea of making communication and motivation a positive thing, but like, what exactly do you mean? And how am I supposed to deal with issues if you're saying I can't just come straight at him and tell him exactly what's wrong?
I'm just editing this video and I realize that there's a couple things I want to say before we get into it. So, this video is about communication and it's about how the tone you use when addressing issues in a relationship can affect how the guy hears it and how it makes him feel. Now, I know I'm going to get some girls comment, isn't that just encouraging his toxic masculinity? Like, if I'm right and my issues are right, shouldn't I just be able to tell him? And why does he have to be so sensitive about it? This isn't about coddling masculine toxicity. This is about being conscientious of someone's feelings and what they really care about. And the issue here is that he cares about making you happy. So that's not toxic masculinity. That's understanding and safeguarding the essence of the love in your relationship. See, a provider man isn't just about someone who provides the money in a relationship. A lot of times, especially in traditional relationships, it can look like that. But the real essence of what makes a man a provider is that he wants to do whatever it takes to make you happy. That is the essence of a provider, is that he will do what you tell him you need him to provide for you. That can mean taking out the garbage. That can mean putting gas in your car. That can mean going to work. That's a very typical way that a guy knows how to provide for you. But it can also look like, if you're a career-minded girl, that can look like him staying home and being a stay-at-home dad to provide your needs for you. That's what my dad did. My dad is a wonderful man, and he stayed home to provide for his family and to provide for his wife so she could chase her dreams. So what you're doing when you're being sensitive and you're being mindful of how you address things that are an issue for you in the relationship is you're being mindful of his provider heart and you're safeguarding his love for you. You're letting him feel like a man who's providing for his family and who's able to make you happy. And you're allowing that conversation around something that is really important to him to be a safe conversation. When you're very direct and you just kind of throw out all the things that you aren't happy about, and this is big things, or this can just be the daily little things, be sensitive about this, because if you're just pointing out all the things that he needs to do that he's not doing right, it's gonna kind of tear him down inside. And you want to safeguard that aspect of him that really cares about making you happy. So a part of nurturing the love in the relationship is being mindful of how you make him feel that he's making you happy, because that is one of the deepest essences of what makes a provider man a provider. He feels that his purpose in life is making those he's providing for happy. So take care. It is really important. It's not a toxic masculinity response. It's a provider response. And learning to do this in a relationship can also teach you how to be more mindful and tactful about how you address other issues in your life with other people, because it's the same kind of principle. When someone really cares about something and you need to give them criticism, it's really important to be mindful of how you're letting your criticism be heard and having tact to allow them to hear it without it feeling like an attack. Now, in a minute, I'm going to read to you a conversation I had with a friend of mine that I think describes this dynamic very well from the guy's point of view. So I hope it's helpful. Now, I'm reading this conversation with permission, and English is not his first language.
A woman can't come to a man and directly confront him with something that the woman is bothered by that the man has done. Famous sentence. Baby, we need to talk. If you say this to a man, he completely blocks you and gets angry, becomes defensive, and avoids the conversation. But why does he react this way? Because the man feels like he failed as a man. He feels attacked because it makes him feel like he's not a man anymore. Because a man always expects more from himself that he can give in every aspect. Women can be direct with each other, but with a man, men shut down immediately. And if you pressure him and get in a bad mood because of it, it becomes extremely difficult for the man to even try to change. Because to talk about those things, men need to feel safe. Do you want to know how a woman can tell this to her man so he opens up and talks and listens? Scenario 1. Baby, I need to talk to you. Why do you do that? Why don't you show this? Why are you drinking? Etc. Here the woman is directly confronting the man. Zero chance. So scenario 2. Baby, come here. Hugs him. Can I ask you something? You know that I love you more than anything. Can you do something for me? It's bothering me that you drink so much. Or I want to feel more when we have sex and not so fast. Is there anything that's bothering you that you want to talk about? We can always talk. This hurt me because I don't feel good when you do that. Why do you do that, love? The difference is, in one scenario, the man takes the complete manhood and all from the man. Everything. He is sad, he's hurt, he feels like he failed as a man and doesn't even want to try. Because how can he? In the other, she's appealing to his manhood to change because he still feels like a man. He's like, fuck, I'm the man and she's not happy, I need to change. So I want to point out a little bit of a difference here between the two scenarios. The first scenario, the girl's being very critical. She's just kind of coming straight out and saying all the things the guy's doing wrong, being very direct, and it's coming off to the guy as an attack, and it kind of makes him shut down. And honestly, I think it kind of makes anyone shut down when they're addressed like this. So in the second scenario, she starts off by telling him that he's emotionally safe, right? She's kind of like assuring the person, assuring the man. And then she's expressing her feelings, that it's bothering her, that it doesn't make her feel good. And she's asking him to fix things to make her feel better. Do you see the difference? Right? The first one, she's saying, this is wrong, you're messing up, what's wrong with you? The second one, she's like, this is how this is making me feel. I love you, making him feel safe in the difficult conversation. And then saying, this is bothering me, this is how it's making me feel. For example, you can say like, I feel very frustrated when I don't have the garbage taken out. It makes me feel overwhelmed. It makes me feel tired. And you're giving him a reason to fix something for you. And guys love to fix things, right? And you're also giving him a reason to earn points with you. Because guys love to do things that earn them points, that earn them approval, and make them feel like they're doing something right, that they're doing something that makes things better. Not just being told how they're messing up. You need to give them that positive. It's like addressing an issue with a positive affirmation, being like, I feel this way. This is okay, but this is making me feel upset like this. Like seeing the floor dirty all the time makes me feel frustrated, and it makes me feel overwhelmed, and it would make me feel so much better to have it mopped once a week. A lot of times if you give guys like a very distinctive boundaries and schedules for something you want them to do, be like, I want you to do this, on a schedule. They have an idea of what you're asking, right? Instead of just making it too open, give them like specifics. Anyways, back to the conversation. A woman needs to give man a safe space to open up, because when she attacks him, even if for a woman it's not attacking, for a man it feels like it. She needs to show him he's safe, and then he can open up, and that she's not judging him. Not, why don't you show any emotions anymore, right? That's critical. That's what's wrong with you. It's better to say, Love, I would feel so good to feel again what you feel for me, right? She's telling him he can get points by how he makes her feel better. And guys love to earn points. They love little positive things, right? They love things that make them feel like they've done a good job. So, continue the conversation. You're saying the same thing, but it's different how a man hears it. One is attacking, he's proud, he's a man. The other opens him up. A man will change the world for a woman if she knows how to tell him what's bothering her. The key is to tell it to the man not in an aggressive way, but in a vulnerable way. Let the man feel his manhood. If a woman says, "Baby, I feel unloved," the man still feels like a man and will change it. But if she attacks him, do you think he'll buy her flowers? A man changes everything for a woman as long as he still feels himself a man. So my response at this point was, when we mess up, because let's be realistic, we're gonna mess up. Sometimes it bubbles up and you just have to let out the problem, or it just falls out of you and it does end up feeling like an attack, and it can make a guy defensive. So what do you do when this happens? Because it's important to know how to fix things. So his response was this. Of course they say I was just honest to my man and I told the truth. Of course that's right. It's not that the girl made a mistake. If you tell a man that it was wrong, it will escalate. Because actually, she's right. She didn't really attack. It's not her fault. The man is interpreting it differently. First of all, not talk to him again, not put pressure. If a woman realized that, give the man time. Act normal, let him be. And if he wants to talk about it, listen only. Don't answer what you think. Just say, thanks that you talked about that. Even if he talks shit, she should not react, because then the men would try to defend himself against her to protect his manhood. Then that she should go to her man and apologize. She should apologize for how she said it, not for what she said. I think it's interesting to point out here, it's not that he's saying guys have a hard time admitting they're wrong. The issue is just the delivery and how you're making him feel. She should apologize for how she said it and not what she said. And in the same time, she says again what she wants and what's bothering her, but in a different way. Not in an attacking way, in a receiver way, right? Like women were receivers. The man then listens because she's in her feminine energy, in her receiver energy. So this is why learning how to address an issue with this kind of tact is an important part of learning to be feminine and learning how to be in your feminine energy. The man then listens because he doesn't feel attacked. And this way he still feels bad, of course, but in this way the man will ask, "Baby, I'm sorry, what can I do?" If you attack him, he will never say, "Sorry, what can I do?" She cannot take his manhood from him. It is the only thing a man has. The world is so heavy for a man. He only has this one thing. And if a woman attacks a man heavily, even if she's right, he feels like he's not the man anymore. It takes all of him. A woman needs to learn that a man doesn't change by aggression. He blocks. A man only changes if the woman tells him that he's hurting her with what he does and that she still loves him. In this way, she's telling him, "Hey, you're the man, act like it." With aggression, she takes exactly this away from him and he is too insecure to change. See, when she addresses him with her feminine energy, he feels like a man, right? That's where the polarity makes each of us feel more like ourselves. Him being masculine makes us feel more feminine, and us being feminine makes them feel more masculine. It's a fascinating dynamic. A man who doesn't feel like a man will not change. Take this away and you have a man that will never open up and will act like an arrogant person. He will not let his woman again attack him, so he chooses to show he's a man in any way possible, which mostly ends up horribly. So this is a bit of an explanation for where toxic masculinity comes up. Is that hurt that comes from man feeling like he's not a man, right? That toxic masculinity, which is what he's kind of describing here, is like a protection mode. They're trying to be masculine without letting anything feminine in because they don't know how to feel safe. The worst thing a woman can do is not appreciate their man. Doesn't matter his job or whatever. Every goddamn man on this planet has a broken heart and is carrying more on his back than everyone knows. Rich or poor alike. The world takes a lot of a man. And when we feel like we lost our woman or we disappointed her, or we couldn't be what she wanted to make her happy, we completely block to protect ourselves. And then women say he's not interested in what I say. Sit with your man on the couch, drink some wine, and tell him you are proud of him. I promise you, 90% of men will have tears in their eyes. That's all we want. We want to be needed. We want to be there for you. And if you attack us, it feels like we failed. How should a man talk about that to a woman where he doesn't feel like a man anymore? No chance. Just sit next to him, kiss him, hold his hand. All this, I don't need a man. What did men do? I can do it without men. These women have no idea how much this hurts men. For us men, women are the most wonderful thing in the world. Because with your woman, a man can stop thinking. Many women don't know that. For a man, a woman is everything. Now imagine when he needs to be worried about when he comes home. That's awful. And that's why men react like that. It's exactly why. If a man loses his peace at home, he loses all.
I hope that this video and this conversation helps you understand a little bit better why these conversations can be so difficult for men, and understand a bit better why you are so important to men as well, and kind of the emotional role that women play for men, and the role that we play in their very identity, especially when it comes to good men. Good men really care very deeply, and their identity gets wrapped around whether they make their woman happy and whether they're playing the role in the relationship that she needs him to play. So I hope this helps you learn to have a little bit more compassion for the struggles that men have and for the emotional battles that are going on inside them, so that you can learn to safeguard these really precious, beautiful things and find happier relationships, and to be able to treasure the love and the care that you have in your life. So if you think you could benefit from having some more one-on-one work with me, I am taking coaching and counseling clients. So I'll leave my email below, and if you think I can help you, reach out and we can talk about it. And if you like this video, please hit the like button and subscribe and leave some comments. I love to hear from you guys. I want to hear what you agree with, what you don't agree with, and maybe what hit home for you. And I'll see you next time.